Hello, good morning from Japan. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. This is an exercise that I do in the morning to remember my life objectives and principles, to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with the challenges and the opportunities that I met, to align myself with my creed, and to prepare for the day. So let's begin with first a greeting to new subscribers to the channel. It's good to have you here. A quick disclaimer to let you know that this is a video about me. This is a personal journal that I do. So I'll be just sitting here talking for a little bit. I'll read and respond to comments when I'm done. Also, I do sometimes talk about, or often talk about, sensitive subjects in this video. So beware if you're squeamish about hearing talk about death, in particular. Although other things sometimes come up too. And thank you, and finally, thank you to those that watch my videos and who are members of my channel and support me on Patreon. Your support is greatly appreciated. Okay, I'm going to need to move quickly. Yesterday was a very long one, and as a result, I missed my commitment to do radio exercise. By the time I finished this, radio exercise was finished. So, and plus, I have another thing that we're doing today that I need to move quickly on. So I'm going to make this a brief one. I'm going to go over now the last 24 hours. Now I keep notes, and my last 24 hours, the only thing that I have noted here is the comment, a curious comment, social again, and then I have in parentheses the note, a decent job. And what I mean by that was, yesterday was an interesting experience of being public and social outside of this, really for the first time in earnest since returning to returning to Japan. Now, what I mean by that is that because I have met other people, I'm largely, my life is very constrained now, limited or compartmentalized, contained, maybe that's a better word, to this little world that I live in now, which is a very peaceful place, but I don't work anymore, so I don't have the opportunity to go to work and exercise those social skills, the requirements of interacting with coworkers, dealing with both good and difficult situations therein. I don't interact with the public much at all. The public being, others around, even though I'm in a very dense area of the world, in terms of humans per square kilometer. But yesterday, I was visited by a friend from the United States. And I think you've heard me say before that I don't think I really have too many friends anymore. But this is someone that would definitely be, I would consider to be a friend. He's someone that I met when I returned to the United States. We met by way of work. We were very companionable. We have good, interesting conversations, good dialogue and banter. Just, the kind of friend, almost his friendship kind of reminds me of the friendships that I enjoyed in college and high school. A lot of laughter, a lot of fun, a lot of gaming around. Don't have too many of those at this stage in life anymore. And others my age sometimes report the same. There are those that have deep and meaningful friendships that last their whole lives. I don't seem to be one of them. But this person that came to visit yesterday, Hugh is his name, is such a person. Now the thing is, Hugh and I are well practiced at banter, at being together. But 6 months of a break in this, it was a little bit like, okay, Hugh's in really good shape, right? He's like a black belt in martial arts. And it's, to put it in a perspective relative to his world, it would be getting together and spending half a day with you yesterday was like if he was a gym buddy and we meet each day or every other day at the gym to work out, and we do reps together, lifting weights and stuff like that. And I had taken 6 months off of not going to the gym at all. And then one day show up with Hugh at the gym, who's been doing the lifting every day and all this stuff and trying to keep up. That did happen to me once. I remember when I was about 2 years after I gave up surfing, I was invited to go surfing here in Japan, and they lent me a surfboard, and it was an awful experience because I just couldn't surf anymore. My body, the muscle tone that I needed for it, I was still young, I was still in my 20s, but the muscle tone wasn't there anymore. The skill level wasn't there, and it was interesting. So yesterday's experience with Hugh, even though nothing has changed in terms of the dynamic of our friendship, a lot has changed in terms of the dynamic of my ability to banter, to hold up my end of the conversation, to uh, and to maintain a high level of energy that is necessary when interacting with a glowing ember of a human being, the likes of Hugh. So my note is, I was social again, and I did a decent job. But the decent job means I could feel like it was like if I was, again, to use that gym analogy. If I showed up at the gym, I was straining to keep up with Hugh, but I did a decent job. I mean, Hugh could certainly tell that something was off, and it wasn't anything to do with our relationship. It was everything to do with the fact that I don't do that kind of thing anymore. I don't get together with people. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I want that. I don't want a social circle anymore. I really don't want friends. So it's not that I mean, I'm grateful once in a while to meet somebody like you and get together and talk, but only once in a while. Um, it's interesting, and I know that might cost me in the long run, because I know that the people that live a long time are those that have deep, rich social connections. But I just don't want it. It's not. Um, friendships aren't. Friendship is not something that I want or need in my life anymore. Okay, some might say I need it, but I don't feel like it. I've got my wife. I do all the things with her. Oh yeah, she may die, and then what? No, then I'll be left alone. Maybe I'll make friends then, but I certainly don't want them now. I do like getting together with someone like you once in a while. That was good. So yesterday's experience wasn't an experience that will cause me to change my life in any way. It is something that I will take note of, because when it happens again, if someone else comes by to visit, as someone is next month, another person from my past is coming to visit next month, I'm now better informed about myself, and I know what to expect. Now this other person that's coming, probably it's a different dynamic with that person, so it probably won't be the same. But I know that if the likes of a Hugh, if a glowing ember of a human being like Hugh shows up again, I'm probably not able to keep up, and that's okay. Going into it, so hashtag reason, hashtag fortitude, hashtag limits, the usual trifecta there, right? I used all three of those. One of them is a principle. Two of them are principles. One of them is an objective to make yesterday a good day, and it worked out well. It was a great day yesterday and a hell of a lot of fun. Really enjoyed my visit. Okay, keeping things moving. My creed consists of 8 objectives and 35 principles, which you can read about in my book, Going Alone. The 8 objectives are to be always ready to die. See, I told you I'd talk about death. To make good and effective use of time. To develop and maintain good and sound life principles. To cultivate good emotional reactions. To perform good actions relative to my creed. To recognize my true limits and true opportunities. And to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly, deliberately, and carefully. And finally, to keep my balance. Okay, that was the lightning round, which I'm allowed to do. I can just do a lightning round if I want to, if I'm in a hurry. So I've checked off the last 24 hours. I've checked off the creed. Now, as for the next 24 hours, so I need to keep things moving. I need to wind this up. Yumiko and Yoko and I are headed to Nagoya to go to Ikea to do a little more shopping for the house. I'm planning to get a few lights for the balcony here, for that might kind of add a nice little summer atmosphere to the place. I do have the camera running. You can see it I gave it a box. It's been running since yesterday. The box, though, the camera was stopping of its own accord because the sun, even the incidental light, not the direct light, was causing it to warm up. But it survived the day yesterday, a hot day yesterday, in that antique box there, just fine. So it's running. That should be kind of pleasant to have a couple of solar-powered lights hanging here in the evening. Huh? maybe the battery will go down as night goes on and enter into permanent darkness. That's it. Let me go through any comments. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael. Hello, Robert. Michael says, hello, everyone. Strange question. I love your Japanese maple trees. Is there a specific type that they are? I don't know what they are. They're the man that I buy all three of these from. I put them out early in the morning like this because I give them a nice watering in the morning, and then I'll put them in the shade. The maple, this is a mulberry tree, and it likes full sun. The man that I buy these from, he makes bonsai, and so he could probably say what they are. I don't know what they are. He sells these things incredibly cheap. I bought this one for 300 yen, which is $2. I bought this one for 300 yen, which is another $2, and I bought this for 1,500 yen, so about $8. Sorry, I don't know what they are though. If I see him, if I remember, I'll try to ask him. Although that might be a little bit beyond my Japanese. All right. Robert says hi to Michelle, and Tim says hi to me, and says hi to Robert. Okay, that's the end of the comments. Well, like I said, got to keep moving today. Got a big day ahead of us, driving, shopping, and coming back. So I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. And I'll see you tomorrow if you choose to join me. Take care.